Understand that many within the intelligence agencies here in India believe that Justin Trudeau and his administration are being completely misled by their investigating agencies, by their intelligence agencies on this entire controversy and the kind of mayhem that India believes Khalistani sympathizers are unleashing on Canadian soil. The diplomatic row, remember, between India and Canada continues to brew. CNN News 18 is now getting more details of what exactly transpired. This is what we've gathered from our source within intelligence agencies here in India of what exactly is the inside story of what exactly happened the days leading up to Hardeep Nijjar's killing. What exactly led to that? Those are the details that we've accessed for you here. Let's take a look at those details very quickly before we reconnect with my colleague Siddhant getting us more details. Let's take a look at what exactly transpired as far as that day was concerned. Now, Canada's intel agency is believed to be feeding Justin Trudeau wrong information. That is what intelligence agencies here in India believe. They also claim that agents that were hired by CSIS are reportedly from Khalistani groups, and they are the ones that are peddling these lies and feeding this misinformation to the Prime Minister and his administration there. The CSIS prepares reports on information by Khalistani agents and sends them to the Prime Minister is the belief in the intelligence agencies here in India. Khalistani sympathizers and these leaders in Trudeau's government are reportedly blackmailing Justin Trudeau. It is a minority government, remember, which is why domestic compulsions is something that often is the reason why we see Justin Trudeau behave the way he behaves, say the things he says. Another claim that intel agencies believe of what exactly led to Nijjar's death was that Trudeau was pushed into a corner on diplomatic row by these Khalistani sympathizers, by leaders within his administration, which is why we saw the kind of comments that came to the fore in the parliament by Justin Trudeau 2 days ago. CSIS is covering up any crime that is perpetrated by Khalistani groups is also what intel agencies here in India believe. Nijjar was behind a Sikh leader's murder and Canada must come clean. That's also something that Indian government is now seeking details of. Riputman's murder angered his supporters who eventually in a revenge attack killed Nijjar. It had nothing to do with India is what Indian intelligence agencies believe. That is something that the Canadian investigation must look into is what New Delhi believes. Nijjar's murder was a result of a gang war and there's absolutely no role of the Indian government is the unequivocal message. India cannot be blamed, especially with the lack of any substantive evidence. That's really the claim, that's really the stand that the Indian government has taken. If you are making allegations, then give us those proof, only then we'll believe you. Canadians are accusing the Indian government only to make Nijjar a hero. So this is another part of the Khalistani propaganda, which is what needs to be looked into. That is something that the world needs to talk about, is what the Indian agencies believe. Now, this has triggered a massive diplomatic war between the two countries. Like I said, there has been an expulsion versus expulsion. There has been an advisory versus advisory coming in from the two sides. Where does this stop? How far are we going to go along with this? So let's take a look at what exactly intel agencies are now telling us. We're given to understand that there is a Pakistan hand in this as well. Pro-Khalistani sympathizers in these Khalistani groups are allegedly being funded by ISI agents in Vancouver, is now what we've learned from our sources within the intelligence agencies. Money reportedly is taken in the name of immigration. So this is under the garb of which they're trying to funnel money into these kind of anti-India activities. These Khalistani groups are using these funds for anti-India propaganda and they're able to flourish there in Canada because there is political patronage, is what intel agencies here in India believe. Students are reportedly used to spread this kind of propaganda, is what we've learned from our source within these agencies. We're also given to understand that it is all about the immigration issue, not so much about anything else, but in the garb of that, we're seeing these kind of allegations come to the fore from the Canadian side. Where is the proof is what many in India are asking, is also what the Indian government is asking. If there is no proof, then how can we have the Prime Minister of a country go forward in Parliament and blame another ally country? Siddhant continues to be with us on this broadcast. Now, Siddhant, we've had the United States, the UK, Australia all come out and say that these are serious allegations. They must be looked into. There needs to be some amount of clarification that needs to come from the Canadian side. Domestically as well, leaders of opposition in Canada have questioned Justin Trudeau. Where is the proof is what they've asked.
That's right. So as you rightly said, Poonam, there is no proof. There is no proof to substantiate the claim that has been made by the Prime Minister of a country. And that has perhaps resulted in an embarrassment for Mr. Trudeau and his entire government, because none of these G7 nations have agreed to issue joint statement with Canada against India. In fact, many of the countries like USA, UK did not even mention the name of the statement at the time of the release. So it clearly establishes that how these countries are more serious about their Indo-Pacific strategies, are more serious about India's rise in might, economic might, and perhaps they see India as an alternative to counter China. But Mr. Trudeau is not just sabotaging his Indo-Pacific, his country's Indo-Pacific strategies, but also making others to do so just for domestic vote bank politics requirement. And perhaps the G7 nations have also understood it very well, and this is a reason that they have not, none of them have in fact issued any strong statement, any sort of a strong statement against India, and that has led to a huge embarrassment for Mr. Trudeau and his government. And this is the reason that Poonam, yesterday late night, there was a soundbite of Mr. Trudeau, which came from UNGA, in which the tone and language was completely different, and perhaps I should say this, that it was diluted. Now he's talking that he's not here to provoke or escalate. So he himself has also understood that the report, or perhaps based on some sort of an intelligence gossip chit chatter, he made that commentary in the house for a few more. Not going to be that's not going to be supported or endorsed by any other country across the globe, and he has understood it very well. So
Right.
as we were discussing, Poonam, Hardeep Singh Nijjar holding AK-47 in the hand, with the video which was brought to us by Manoj Gupta. Now, under what freedom of speech or what freedom of conscience this particular act comes? Now, that is up to Mr. Trudeau and his government to explain. So there are a lot of the relations were strained between India and Canada, but perhaps there was a lot of space to build the bridges, to fill the gaps. But now, after this particular decision of Mr. Trudeau, one thing has been established, that he is his question, his ability of being a leader is also under the question. Also, two important
Right.
point, Poonam, I would like to mention, he has also diluted the issue of terrorism. Now he has made a fight of our terrorist and your terrorist, and also he has given up. He has created a divide in his own country, because Poonam, the way we are getting reactions from pro-Indian community in Canada, and perhaps the advisory has also come from the government of India. They are in constant fear, because they are under the fear of being attacked. So a person, a prime minister, is creating divide in his own country for a vote bank politics. A prime minister who
Sure.
is making other countries to sabotage Indo-Pacific strategies for a vote bank politics.